EIB has hosted the West and East African microfinance and SME academies that have enabled nearly 2,000 African banking and finance professionals to share the latest best practice, strengthen specialists, climate, gender, cultural, renewable energy, and innovation financing skills. Ladies and gentlemen, the EIB's close cooperation with our stakeholders and partners, our friends here in Kenya and across Africa, is essential for maximizing the transformational impact of new investment. As EIB, we are proud of what has been achieved over 56 years of the bank's engagement on the African continent. But EIB and our shareholders, 27 European Union member states, represented here by Her Excellency, the Ambassador of the European Union, want to deliver more. In June, European governments asked the EIB to enhance its contribution to the Union's development efforts through dedicated strategies, stronger presence on the ground globally, and better coordination with partners in a genuine Team Europe approach. In September, the EIB's Board of Directors representing our governors, these are the EU finance ministers, approved the bank's proposal to set up a dedicated development arm to increase the impact of our activities outside the European Union. This dedicated arm will enable the EIB to step up the number of experts on the ground and be a more effective partner for other multilateral and international development banks. As I highlighted in Glasgow at COP26 this month, it will allow EIB to be in a better position to pursue our global ambition in the fight against climate change and in support of the Sustainable Development Goals. I am pleased to confirm that this strengthened presence alongside Team Europe colleagues is starting here in Nairobi. This builds on the success driven by our financing and technical experts based here in the Kenyan capital since 2007. Can I please take this opportunity to thank Ambassador Henriette Geiger and her colleagues at the EU delegation for their excellent cooperation with the EIB over many years, and in particular since we moved to the same offices in December 2019. The EIB's first regional hub outside the European Union here in Nairobi will cover the wider East Africa region and focus on climate action and digital investment. I'm grateful that my very experienced EIB Deputy Director General colleague Paolo Lombardo has been able to move to Kenya to lead this pilot and to succeed Catherine Collin as the regional representative, who has been building up this office here in Nairobi over the last 6 years. Catherine, as she always is in the last row, but we recognize their enormous achievement here. Over the coming months and years, we expect to significantly expand the Nairobi team to increase the impact of our engagement across East Africa and the depth of our cooperation with all of you here today. Later this afternoon, Vice President Biswas and I will be joined by government, business and banking leaders, Kenyan and international partners and stakeholders to formally open the EIB's Nairobi Regional Hub. Let's make this a success together. For that, we need you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the weeks following the outbreak of COVID, the EIB's financing teams worked closely with banks and private sector partners across Africa and around the world to see how we could help clients facing unprecedented challenges. Ensuring that private investment, in particular by companies in sector most impacted by new trade, tourism, economic and health challenges unleashed by COVID, is a shared goal of the EIB and our financial partners across Africa. Indeed, since the start of the pandemic, the EIB has agreed more than 3.4 billion euros of new support for private sector financing with local banking, microfinance, venture capital, and equity investment partners. I'm pleased to confirm 2 new joint initiatives between the EIB and leading African financial partners that will strengthen private sector access to finance and demonstrate how together we are helping to make a small difference. Together with Cooperative Bank, the Trade and Development Bank, and International Housing Solutions, the EIB is supporting 400 billion euros of new investments to improve access to finance for entrepreneurs impacted by COVID, generating new investment in fragile regions across East and Southern Africa, scaling up construction of energy efficient affordable housing in Nairobi. Gideon Muriuki, CEO of Cooperative Bank, and Amasu Tase, President and CEO of Trade and Development Bank, will highlight how together we are supporting high impact private sector investment both across Kenya and the wider region. The unique partnership between the European Investment Bank and the Cooperative Bank of Kenya has successfully supported private sector investment across Kenya since 2003. The new cooperation backed by the EU Bank's East Africa COVID-19 Rapid Response Facility, which is formally agreed today, will unlock 50 million euros of new investment, strengthen economic resilience, and allow Kenyan companies to harness opportunities for growth. The targeting team will include support companies in sectors most affected by the trade, economic, tourism, and health challenges triggered by COVID-19, and unlock investment to accelerate private sector recovery from the pandemic. Kenyan companies will be able to access long-term loans, KSH, with tenors of up to 7 years, far longer than usually available. Allow me to thank Gideon Muriuki and the whole Cooperative Bank team, as well as CIB colleagues, for their hard work and dedication to launch this new financing. Ladies and gentlemen, let me, before passing the floor to Gideon, say we are here to do business. A strong partnership, and we do it at a place which is stability in a fragile environment. So we are very grateful to be able to do this business with you. Thank you very much. Gideon, would you like to say words?
Mr. President, the Excellency, the Ambassador, the senior staff from AAB, my colleagues from the corporate sector. Thank you, Mr. President, for coming. Thank you. We feel affirmed, we feel supported. Cooperative Bank of Kenya has had a relationship with AIB mentioned since 2003. And we have had two previous programs. The initial one was a 50 million euro line. We did another 50 million line, which we cleared recently. Cooperative Bank is the largest cooperative bank in Africa. Very unique bank. Kenya has the largest cooperative sector in Africa. We have over 22,000 cooperative societies, and we have over 15 million Kenyans. 2 million Kenyans are members of the Kenyan cooperative movement. And so, Mr. President, we are a bank that is the face of Kenya. And so, when you support us, when you give these funds, we are able to reach millions of Kenyans across all sectors. Having cleared the initial two lines, like you mentioned, we are being supported, or supporting us now with the 50 million euro facilities in Kenya shilling. That's about 6 billion Kenya shillings. And this line is going to SMEs. We'll be in a position to support SMEs coming out of the COVID-19 epidemic that has been there. And the timing is very good, because it gives a very big vote of confidence in the economy, very big confidence in that sector, but very good time. So we are very excited about this. And like you mentioned, we are available for another period, 7 years, with long-term money for 7 years. So we look forward to doing this. For me, is to thank you that you took time to come and visit us, to come and even set up the bigger operations in this region. We feel affirmed as a country, we feel affirmed as a people, we feel affirmed as a region, and we will not let you down. We will take the challenge, and I think there are better days ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to also offer Amasu Tase, President and CEO of Trade Development Bank.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, President Moye, Ambassador Tiger, fellow leaders, banking industry, and sector, colleagues, guests, ladies and gentlemen. TDB is also very honored on this occasion to sign a new line of credit, which is the third installation in our cooperation with PIB that goes back several years now. We're very delighted that we have been a partner to help PIB operationalize its fragile state facility, which I understand first to be doing. We have quite a bit in common with the EIB, if they help us out today. We actually were one of the co-financiers of the Kaka wind power project years ago, together with other projects, of course. But this was long before the climate issues were as flood as they are. We had already foresight back to start pushing that. And in fact, it might appear today to have been an easy project, but for those who don't know, it was quite a difficult project to actually bring alive. It required quite a bit of innovation at the last minute because not all banks were willing to proceed with it. And I think credit is due where we, together with the African Bank and others, joined the EIB to help make that project. Heavy lifting involved. Today, of course, in Kenya, we'll talk about another thing we have in common with Nairobi is also our operations company. I think it's our headquarters, and it is in many ways our headquarters, but truly it's our operation. So we're following the right example to establish our headquarters in Nairobi. We've already done that before. The few other comments I'd just like to share is, in addition to being very enthusiastic about better and cleaner, we were also very enthusiastic about the innovative. And as an innovative specialist bank, we've done very interesting things, and we will continue to reach out to partner with us in some of the new innovations that we're pursuing. We're pursuing something that's quite novel called green share, which we understand is quite willing to also be a pioneer with us in this area. And we're also looking at hybrid capital solutions. These are ways and means of scaling up in a smart way that will, I think, align very well with the ideas going in. So without saying too much more, TDB is a group. We do capacity building. We've done several thematic events. We started the banking and microfinance forum. We did together with TIB last week with Vice President Ostros and others. Spoke, of course, Paulo. And so we've done quite a bit with the IB, and we now have a sessional market trading development. We are also inspired to do more software finance with partners such as the IB, but also the European Commission. On that note, I'd like to thank you all very much for believing in TDB. You referred to Team Europe. We at TDB know Team Europe very well because we have so many excellent partnerships. So, Ambassador, as the representative of Team Europe, I guess I can speak to you. We love you.
Thank you very much, President Tadesse. This really inspiring reminder of commonality of goals. I would now like to give Joey Wamba the opportunity to say a few words.
I represent National Housing Solutions Kenya. We are a company that focuses primarily on affordable housing, financing the development of affordable housing communities. We have been on the continent for about 15 years. To date, we have raised about $700 million from fishing investors, primarily focused on affordable housing. We have about 29,000 units completed. We are just about to be completed. We have land banks worth about 8,000 units currently under development. We have about 12,000 units that are currently under our rental portfolio. And I think most importantly is that we have about 9,000 units that were designed using IFC H standards that have been designed and certified as green. So I think in brief, we think we sleep affordable housing. We are very thankful to our partners, the IB. This is not the first time we have partnered with them. We have had some projects with them in Southern Africa. And as we were expanding into Kenya, they were eager to hold our hands and support us. So we want to thank you very much for your courage to go into new frontiers where no man has been before. And we appreciate that very much. IHS is focused a lot, not just on building, but also having a direct impact on the people who serve. So as we are in Kenya, we are very cognizant that each market is different, and as we say, that real estate is a local business. So we are very keen to partner, and we started partnering with local partners, whether it be local developers, local consultants, whether it is local teams, so that we can begin, and we have already begun identifying areas and places where we are going to operate. So just to name a few places, for those here, we have currently projects that we are looking at in places like Moja, Kawangware, Utawala, Gakureti, Thika Road, Go Road, Makongeni, Eastlands, and Bakasi. And these are places that are very urban areas, that are very dense, high densities, and a lot of informal settlements. And we are very eager to try and bring in some sort of regeneration. We don't want just to build our youth and go. We want to have a big impact in the community. So we are focused a lot on these areas, and even in the products that we are designing, the products we are bringing, we also are very well aware that especially for the affordable housing space, the conventional mortgages will not work. And we are very busy trying to understand the local markets. We are looking at things like TPS, and I'm very happy to see Mr. Muriuki here with the Cooperative Bank. And as he said, Kenya has the largest cooperative movement in Kenya. And as you very well know, those who are local, many homeowners in Kenya were able to procure and get those homes using the cooperative movement because of putting their resources together in a very informal way, but doing very formal things. So I'm happy that he's here, and I'll definitely use this opportunity to pick his brain a bit more and try and get his advice on how we can partner. In addition to that, we are also very involved in what we call open access. And what basically open access is we are actually coming into the market and sharing our knowledge and our experience with other people in the market. And the main intention for this is that we are eager for this sector to grow. The government has told us time and time again, and as we have seen, we have a very big deficit of affordable housing. And we are aware that no single developer can basically be able to satisfy this demand. So we are eager to try and train even our competitors, try and train those who have not had the training, so that they in turn can be able to come on board and produce more units for the sector. An interesting example is that we have been training a lot of our partners over the years, especially in Southern Africa, on how to bring affordable units. We have got the experts on board, we have done various trainings, we have invited them, we have done projects with them. And the interesting statistic now is that whereas we have 9,000 units that have been edge certified, that many of the developers we have trained in Southern Africa are now producing more green units than us. And that is the kind of impact we want to have. And we are very happy for the support we've been receiving from EIB. And we believe that, as our chairman has said, is that the future is ours. And we believe there's a lot of positivity. So thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President, for coming, and to all of you. Thanks again.
Thank you, President Wamba. Now, last and absolutely crucial, the word goes to Ambassador Geiger, Captain of FIO.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, Excellencies, distinguished guests this afternoon. I am actually speechless when I hear all that you're doing here, and I'm so grateful. And when Mr. President said, we are here to do business, I can only see Kenya is open to do business. So this looks like a match made in heaven. I think we are witnessing today history in the making. You have no idea what it means for the European Investment Bank to create the first branch outside of Luxembourg and outside of Europe. And that Kenya has been selected is a huge sign of recognition for the role of Kenya. Role of Kenya as an economic powerhouse for East Africa, but also beyond, but also as a beacon of stability and hope in a very fragile horn of Africa. So I think we are really at a crucial moment in our collaboration. And the EU has decided to step up its partnership with Kenya. We want to no longer be only working on development cooperation. We want to be a partner in all areas, and especially in the areas where Kenya is strong. And Kenya has a very robust economic growth. The projections are now 6%, which is amazing for having a recovery from COVID. I think this is one of the best countries. Actually, I haven't made comparisons with other countries, but it's actually a very formidable recovery that Kenya is making. And you know maybe that the president already talked about Glasgow, and the EU wants to be a leader in the green transition. And Kenya has very ambitious plans in that area to transit its economy, and is already a world leader in green energy. Very few countries have that level of green energy provision as Kenya, and I know you want to go to 100%, and you're not so far off. So the fact that we are here together shows there is business in green, and that is very important. So it's not only doing good, you can also make some money in greening the economy. And I think this is very important. And what is also important and evidenced by our distinguished guests today, there's money to be made in being socially responsible and having socially responsible business. And what is also very important is that Kenya is not only Nairobi. As we sit here, there's the devolution conference going on. Kenya has embarked on a very ambitious decentralization process, which is ongoing. And it is very important that business goes to all the parts of the country, all the counties. And this is what you were just saying now, that investment goes to all parts of the country, and like that, you have a sustainable economy and also a sustainable state. And this is no small endeavor. It's not easy, but it has to be done, and you're very well equipped to do that. I don't want to go into giving examples of what the EIB has already done, but I would just like to say that what has been done has been having a great impact in social and also in environmental terms. We are having, for example, 300,000 rural households connected to electricity. We are talking about 350,000 people, additional people with safe drinking water and sanitation services. The Mombasa Road of key economic interest and value. Then we are looking in the future the very ambitious clean bus rapid transit system in Nairobi. That would be Africa's first electric BRT line, and providing clean, efficient, affordable transport for 300,000 commuters per day, with a clean bus stopping every 45 seconds in each direction. So you see, what we have done today is not the limit. We are forward-looking, and we are trying to give a hand to the ambitious plans of both Nairobi and Kenya and the counties. And I would like to say here still that it's very important that we're giving this support also to the SMEs. Small and medium-sized enterprises have an incredible potential and already a big share of the GDP. Very few know that the EU is actually, EU's economy is built on SMEs. That is the economic spine of the EU. And that has helped us also it has given us sustainability over time. And that's why we know how important it is to build a strong, small and medium-sized enterprise sector to have the resilience that we need. I think I will stop here. I would just like to say that for us, EIB is a very important link in our comprehensive engagement of the EU with Kenya. So development, political, economic, all of this should match together in making the EU a strong partner to fulfill Kenya's very, very strong ambitions. With the Vision 2030, I think there's a lot we can do together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. We now have a few minutes for questions before we go into the signature of today's deals that the speakers inspiringly described. So, are there any questions? Yeah, please. Can you please identify yourself? I'll give you.
Thank you. My name is Bella from Nairobi. I just wanted to find out how much of the 400 million euros you were given out, and how much is left. If you're able to say towards which projects will it go through? My apologies if I'm jumping.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In order to be concrete, I would like to ask Matteo to pass the microphone to Paolo because I'm not aware of these precise figures and I want to tell funny stories here. So,
Hello, my name is Paolo. I'm the new head of the office in Nairobi. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. The 50 million, the first 50 million relate to an SME facility to Kaka. Then we have an 83 million facility supporting 160, 180 million facility to TDB, which is supporting, as was said earlier, fragile states. And then, of course, we have 180 million facility related to the IHS facility supporting affordable housing. We have supported the last one with 36 million of financing. Okay, thank you. So these are deals that we're about to sign. Any more questions? If that is not the case,
then let me say words in conclusion, because for us, this is really a very, very important event. And I thank all our Kenyan partners here, government, banking system, the other institutions that are on the table. I particularly thank the delegation of the European Union, led by Ambassador Kaka. This is for us key. We have a unique feature at EIB. When we were founded in the treaties of Rome, the founding papers of the European Economic Community and later the European Union, it was clear that this is a common effort of all member states under the guidance of the European Council, the Parliament, and the Commission. And that means that we are implementing what our European political leaders want. And they want a closer relationship with Africa. Not only because they finally have detected development. Sometimes in the past I've complained that they haven't really detected that issue. And now they're getting at it. And the good thing is, they're seeing their own interest in getting there. If we look strategically, and the President of the European Commission, von der Leyen, first of all, the President of the European Council, are talking strategically, then we must say, Africa, we only address one of the key issues of the European Union, that is the climate objectives. And I've spent 2 painful weeks in Glasgow on this. It was crystal clear that the European Union was at the forefront of those who want to achieve the 1.5-degree objective. How can we do that? Well, to put it in a nutshell, we can raise the awareness for climate issues in our European industrialized states and ask people to use more the bicycle than their cars. Great. But that will not solve the global climate issue. The global climate issue will be solved only if we deploy new, sometimes not yet developed technologies in order to take advantage of the natural resources that we have. And this is the big issue where Africa comes in. And there we need to team up. We need to bring latest technologies to Africa. Otherwise, the Americans, the Asians, the Europeans will never be able, for instance, to take advantage of the used resources of hydrogen, which must be turned into green hydrogen. And this is why we are so grateful for this innovative spirit in Africa. And as you said correctly, you were ahead of the curve. When Turkana was invented, there were so many people in Europe who were thinking about the luxury projects in Africa. Oh, they are very glad to have it, and we have more of it. And this is why I think this is a strategic partnership between Europe and Africa, and there we want to be a partner that is open for business, just like India is open for business. Thank you very much.
We now proceed to the signatures.
Thank you so much. So, who connects that? Musical chairs. Next one. EDB. Same procedure. Oh, I hope they have it. Yeah, what is it?